Hey everybody, what's going on? It's Jack here, back with another review, and today there's been a death on the Nile. Today we're talking about Death on the Nile, the brand new murder mystery that's in theaters now, the sequel and the follow-up to the 2017 Murder on the Orient Express remake. This movie is directed by Kenneth Branagh and also stars Kenneth Branagh as Hercule Poirot, and the cast is filled out by Gal Gadot, Armie Hammer, Letitia Wright, and many more. As with the 2017 version of Murder on the Orient Express, this movie has a star-studded cast overall. In terms of the cast, Kenneth Branagh as Hercule Poirot, he's still very good as Poirot, and I would say he's better than he was in the 2017 version. I think this is partially due to better writing in this movie, but I think overall, Kenneth Branagh does a really good job here as Poirot and improves and deepens his performance from the previous movie. And I think overall in the movie, the rest of the cast is good. It doesn't have the problems that I had with the 2017 version of Murder on the Orient Express, where I felt like some of the cast was not doing too great, which was partially because of writing. But I think overall the cast of this movie was solid, and I didn't feel like there was any point where I thought that someone was miscast or they had a bad performance. Even Book, who I had a big problem with in the last movie, he's a lot better here. Towards the start of the movie, he definitely still has some annoying scenes, but I think overall he was a much improved iteration of the character, and he does a lot better job here. He's given more to work with, and I think overall he does a much better job here than in Murder on the Orient Express. Getting into the plot of the movie, first of all, I'd like to say that the mystery in Death on the Nile is overall very good. It's generally a tense mystery. It keeps you on your toes as you're watching, especially if you're not familiar with the plot. Like I was going into it, I had really only been familiarized with the plot of the original, not Death on the Nile, the sequel to it. So I think overall it was good at keeping tension pretty high and keeping me engaged as I was watching. As I mentioned earlier, the writing in this sequel is a lot better than in the original. I think they improved a lot on the dialogue. It feels a lot more natural, it flows a lot better. There are definitely a few times where some lines feel a little weird, feel a little out of place, or maybe a little expositional, but I think overall they improved on it quite a bit. Even though at times there are a few overdone moments and also some things that seem a little bit out of character. One thing I'll say about this movie, and it was also a problem I had with the first movie, is that I think the interrogations feel a little bit rushed. We have maybe 10 people that are getting interrogated in the murder interrogations, and I think that overall they go by pretty quickly, and I don't think we come away from a lot of them with sort of any possibility that one person could be a suspect in the case. There's not really anything about them that could tie them into this murder. And I think with just a little more time devoted there, it could have been a lot better, and I think it could have kept it a lot more tense, and it would have been a lot more like the original, where we kind of have absolutely no idea who the killer is until we know. One thing I'll say about this movie is I didn't love how it took a little bit too long to get to the murder. It seemed like it took just a little too long to get there, and there was a little too much build-up, which I felt could be condensed down a little bit. It just felt like we were waiting a little bit too long to get into the murder of the murder mystery. I think they improved Poirot as a character quite a bit in this movie. I was pretty mixed about it in the 2017 version of Murder on the Orient Express, but I think in this version, they deepen his backstory and they make him a lot more deep as a character, and they have him actually do things with his character that wasn't really in the first movie. I think that his backstory was handled well this time around, and I think that it fit a lot better than it did in the original movie. I think that overall this movie was handled quite a bit better than the 2017 version of the Murder on the Orient Express. I think that overall this feels much more cohesive, it feels much more interesting, more exciting, and it doesn't fall into a lot of the pitfalls that I think the 2017 version of Murder on the Orient Express hit. Overall, it was a solid murder mystery and definitely enjoyable in theaters. I'm gonna give Death on the Nile a +2. So what did you think of Death on the Nile? Put it down in the comment section down below. Did you like it? Did you hate it? Put it down in the comment section down below. Love to hear what you thought. And I have reviews coming soon, like Uncharted, The Batman, and more, so make sure to subscribe for those to not miss out on any of that. Thank you all so much for watching, and I'll see you later. Bye.